Just before we continue, I just noticed, I was just looking at the reference image. You can see that this one's quite low down in comparison to this, so I'm just going to move these vertices up. So if I just right click, hit vertex mode, and just pull these up a little bit, there we go. Just roughly, so it's about, there we go, that's a bit more closer to where you want it to be. Now one of the things that I'm going to show you how to use is the layer system. So make sure you've got your channel box, double click on that one. So this button here, so this is channel box menu. So once that loads up, you'll see that there's layers here. I've already got quite a few layers made, and that's because I was modeling something earlier on and I have more stuff attached to them. So please ignore the ones that are already there. I'll show you how to create original ones, new ones. So what I'll do is, if you select everything here, you can stick it into a new layer. So if I select on that one, I can now hit this on and off button. So this toggle, you can turn on and off anything that's on your screen. If I double click on that one, I can just change the name. So I'm gonna OG house, OG for original, so I can return to that one. You'll see that the space, it doesn't like spaces, so make sure you don't put some spaces in there. So that's OG house. I can even give it a color if I want to, just to kind of help me remember things. So what I'm going to do now is, this is my original one. I want to be creating this wooden base and these wooden structures, but I don't want to create it using my original. So I'm going to use a copy. So if I just select everything and hit Control D, you'll see that it's already created if I move it, it's created a duplicate of everything for me. I'm going to put this on a new layer. So I'm going to put it onto another layer, call it copy, and save that. So turn that on, off, and on, so you can see these are on two different layers. So I'll just put that on red for now. So if I turn that on and off, so you can have both of them selected on, but for now I'll just stick with this. I just want to check if my instance is still working. So yep, that's still working. Just do, yep, it's working okay. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start working on creating this kind of shape here, this wooden, the wooden structure that fits onto the house. So I'll start off with the easy one, which one's at the bottom here. So I'll roughly, the tool that I'm going to use is one of my favorite tools. I've been using it for years, and I don't know why they don't add it to the actual shelf by default, but we'll be able to do that. So if you go into your mesh tools, you'll see insert edge loop, and if I hit Control and Shift together while I click on that, you'll see that it appears there. So that means that by default it's always going to appear there each time when I load up my Maya. I can save the preferences and it'll load it up. So if I click on that one, I can select a piece, and you can see from that it's automatically creating everything where I want it to be. So I'm working on this bit here, so that's the face for that. I'm also gonna create the top bit. So just say if I created it down here, I'm not happy, I could always move it up and down myself. So if I double click on that, or this one, just say if I wanted to make it more wide, I can do that. So you can see I'm moving it up and down on that one. So I'm going to carry on just making these for now, and just roughly put them in the right kind of places. So just going to move this one up a little bit. I take the next one, and let's do the same for the next bit. want something to be there on the corner here, so we'll look at that in a moment. So the front bit, want something there. You can see that all the other structures that are there, so I want this base here to be also there. So I'm gonna select this from this side, and this one for now is too wide, so I'm just gonna undo that, Control Z, and put one in there. So this is just roughly in the right area, so we'll just go around and adjust that. So before I do the extruding, I'm just gonna go tidy that up. So that means that is just gonna use the move option tool here just to kind of move things around, just to get it a bit more closer to the way I want it to be. Like I said in the beginning, this is not precision based one, so it's quite rough. So we'll worry about the windows in a moment, but we'll just do the wooden panel for now, and after that we'll do the next bit. Will be do the windows. So I'll finish this off, just tidying this up, and I'll see you in the next video.